Former Ambassador of the United States to China, Jon Huntsman, sat down with CCTV's Mike Walter about China's National Party Congress and its relationship with the United States. In light of America's re-election of President Obama, he touched on the importance of the president taking measures to improve relations.
Well, he has a head start, and a head start in the U.S.-China relationship, that of building bridges, establishing friendships, relationships, and a dialogue are all very important. And let's not forget that it takes a little bit of time to get all of that going, to get a little head of steam in such a very important relationship. So the last 4 years, I would argue, we've come around to the realization that the U.S.-China relationship is the most important relationship in the world. Now for the next 4 years, it's going to be, what do you do about it? And how do you reorganize the bureaucracies on both sides? Now that you have a re-elected president, and after the 18th Party Congress, you'll have a new group of leaders at the very top in Beijing. So now it's 4 years of what do we do about the reality that we're both on the world stage, the United States and China. Both presidents have said repeatedly over the last 4 years that the 中美关系就是这个世界上最重要的关系, that the U.S.-China relationship is the world's most important relationship. So now it's going to be a very careful calculation about how you make sense out of that reality, how you bring people together, how you prioritize the issues that really matter on the economic side, on the security side, on the people-to-people side, and then how do you begin building trust over the next 4 years? That's really what it's going to come down to.
So if the president were to pick up the phone and say, Ambassador, you were over there, you helped us, I got to ask you, how do I build the trust? How do I move us forward? What would the suggestions be?
I would say that it takes a priority on the part of the President of the United States. This is a relationship that increasingly will be driven by the heads of state. So it's a head of state to head of state kind of relationship. It can't be subordinates in the bureaucracy. It's too important. And moreover, you've got to give commands from the very top to make this relationship work. And so it will be about making it a priority, giving it the time necessary, not on the margins of the UN General Assembly or APEC or the G20, but a regularized, focused, bilateral relationship where every year there are 2 or 3 dedicated meetings, where it isn't a relationship driven by bureaucracy, but a relationship driven by the very top on both sides that promotes trust and better understanding, and therefore realistic priorities around which we can begin to build our future.
I couldn't help but notice all these great pictures of you and your family, pictures with you and former President Bush, but also right over here on the mantle, you and Hu Jintao. China's important to you.
Of course, it is. It has a very deep place in my heart. Right upstairs, you'll find my daughter, who was born in China, Gracie May. So every day I have a reminder that our family is sort of a bridge between the United States and China. But I'm deeply committed to the relationship, not only because I've got great affection for the Chinese people and for the history and traditions of China, but I want to see this relationship succeed, because I know if we succeed, the world's going to be a much better place. It's going to be more peaceful, it's going to be more prosperous, and that will then rely on the goodwill of both sides to make that happen. It's totally doable.